So we're gonna head off into another dynamic discussion about taking back your county.
Yes.
So what should we know? What should we do? How do we do it? And where do we go from where we are right now here in Shasta County? Because we've been working on that for 2 years?
Oh, yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Okay. Going to recap, first of all, our first episode on this. I'm just going to recap that very quickly because it'll segue into what Wynn just asked. Number one, to solve the situation in California is a three-prong attack. Number one, without representation, nothing matters. Without representation, nothing matters. I don't care whether it's the monetary system, we trade in puka shells, gold, silver, crypto, I don't care. Nothing matters unless you have representation. Your voice isn't heard. You end up being basically a slave to the state. Number two, protect the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment protects the rest. There shouldn't be any limitation other than lawful limitations. Lawful meaning if you're a criminal, if you have been charged with a felony, if you're on probation, those kinds of things, you should, of course, not be allowed to carry a weapon. But that all would fall under the United States Code anyway. Number three, when we elect these people, we cannot have California in its present state because it doesn't give the people we elect the opportunity to represent the people who elected them. Mm-hmm. For example, if you have 80 assemblymen and 40 senators for 40 million people, and 11 of those senators represent one county out of the 58 we have.
58 counties, yeah.
Then how does that equal into representation? It doesn't. California is too big to be governed the way it is. It needs to be split. And some of us have the opinion 3-4 different ways, but basically it's the counties getting together and deciding just how many states we should break this up into. That is the answer there. And the other part of that is having a situation where the representatives are being held accountable for what they do. In other words, if they do something that is illegal, they do something that is fraudulent, if they try to obstruct anybody in their constitutionally protected rights, they need to be prosecuted. So as we jump into the county, I think that explained it okay?
Yeah, and
okay.
They violate their oath.
Or violate their oath.
They're taking an oath to the Constitution, the federal Constitution, and then they also take an oath to the state Constitution. So if they're violating either one or both of those, they need to be held accountable by being dismissed from their seat.